What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your SS speaker stand series. These stands come in 3 colors of black, dark wood, and classic wood, and 2 different sizes of 28 inches and 36 inches, but the setup for each, no matter the size or the color, is the exact same. So with the pair of stands, you'll get 2 top plates here, 2 small ones and 2 big ones, depending on the size of your speakers. Then you have the 2 bases for the bottom of your speakers. You'll also have 16 screws, 8 foam pads, 8 rubber feet, wire management clip with some zip ties, 8 brass feet if you're placing the stands on carpet, and the bodies for both stands. As you can see, we have one of the stands completely set up, so we're going to be working with the second stand here. Keep in mind, you're going to do the exact same steps for each of them. Now, one thing I want to point out before we get started is that when you get your plates, they actually won't have the holes in them when you start. Instead, they're going to look like this, where you see the dents on the plate to indicate where you're going to screw in your screws. You can tell where exactly the top of the stand is because it starts thinner here, and then as it makes its way down, it gets thicker. So remember, the thinner part is the top and the thicker part is the bottom. So to start, we're going to add the bottom plate on our stand, so we're going to turn this upside down so that the thicker part is facing up. So to start, we're going to line up the 4 dents of our plate to the 4 holes here on the bottom of the stand. You can even take 4 of your screws and feed them through the dents of the plate, so this way you know exactly where your screws are supposed to end up on the bottom of your stand. So next, you can take a screwdriver or a drill if it makes it more easier to tighten your screws and secure the plate onto the stand. Now from here, you can choose which feet you want to have at the bottom of your plate, and again, we can choose from the rubber feet or the brass feet. Again, the brass feet are good to use if you're placing the stands on some thick carpet, or you could use the rubber feet against most surfaces. So for today, we're going to use the rubber feet here. So you can take each foot and just screw it onto each corner of the plate. So now that we've got the bottom of our stand all set up here, we can then move on to the top. So again, depending on the size of our speakers, we can either use the smaller plate here or the bigger plate for the top. For today, we're going to go with the bigger plates here, but remember, you're going to follow the same exact steps with the smaller plates. So again, you can line up the dents to the holes here on the top of your plate, or like we did earlier, we can run the screws through each of the dents so that we know that the screws are going to end up perfectly aligned to our holes here. So now we're going to tighten each screw with a screwdriver or a drill to secure the plate onto the stand. Now where you place your pads is dependent on how big your speakers are, so you'll want to set it up to wherever the corners of your speaker line up to your plate. To place your pads onto the stand, you're going to take off the tape here to reveal the adhesive, place them onto wherever fits best for your speakers, and you can even press down on them so that they firmly secure to your plate. So next, we can set up the wire management clips. You can use however many you want for your setup, but for today, we're going to set up one at the top and one at the bottom. But you can use the same steps for however many you want to have set up to your stand. So we're just going to take off the tape for each clip to reveal the adhesive and place them on the back of our stand like so. So if you're going to be placing speakers that use thinner speaker wire, you can run your speaker wire through the top and bottom hoops here of each clip to run it along the back of your stand for a nice clean setup. And if you're using speakers that have a thicker wire gauge, you can take your zip ties and run them through these side hoops and tighten the zip ties to manage your wiring. And just like that, you have a nice clean setup for your speakers. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your SS speaker stand series. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.